No, that's perfect. Except mine's real, you know? You won't. You're not gonna do that. What? Jeez, dude. That's true. And yes, chat room, I know it's a hot mic.
Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's
Hold on,
foolproof.
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it.
Holy sh**.
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop? What do you think?
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
It's the secret Dave Weiss cam. Page 1. Page 2. Oh no, that was page 3. That's page 4. Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery is in the background, keeping us in line. Welcome, Strange World, where the truth is often stranger in fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which proposes that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark if you can't find it. You're just not very good at the internet. Currently, the show's on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, and yes, Carolina is not November 12th, 2024. You are listening to a rerun. Don't forget the show can be found on BitChute and Brighteon, Rockfin, Rumble, and Spotify, and things in the future. 100 years from now, you're probably listening to. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is only the beginning. Quote of the day goes exactly like these 3 fun things. The first is from, obviously, some objective media. It happened again. Democrats lost a winnable election to a racist, orange makeup wearing carnival barker, despite his odiousness, immorality, and unbridled corruption. This time, Donald Trump campaigned on an even darker agenda, the mass deportation of migrants, calls for more violent policing, the demands of retribution against his enemies, and he didn't have to try to steal the election in the courts or via the violent coup. In the battleground states, he appears to have run the table, and he will likely win the popular vote outright, something a Republican hasn't done in 2 decades. The most likely explanation, however, for why Harris lost is the most basic one. Americans are deeply dissatisfied with a brutal economy. Yeah, we'll talk about that for a minute. Second one, the Patricia actually cued me into this a little bit, had me digging, which was from David Axelrod, former President Barack Obama's strategist, told Time magazine. The story might have been different if Biden had made a timely decision to step aside, but noted that any Democrat may have been doomed by his unpopularity, adding no incumbent party has ever won with a president with a 40% approval rating or lower. It's never happened. Which, again, is why I made that video, which we'll show later. And, of course, the last quote, if you wake up feeling sad that it was only a dream, remember the times you woke up happy that it was only a nightmare. Who said that? Me. I came up with that today in the shower.
Wow. It's where I do my best thinking. I think most of us do.
It's true. Well, first it's like, oh, please, I got to get warm. And then my brain kicks in. My co-hosts are in the upper left, the perfect Patricia Steere, and in the upper right, the delightful DJ Curious, and special guest who is working on his stuff, and we'll bring him in soon enough, is David Weiss. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So, yeah, here we are a week later.
Yeah, well, all of our predictions didn't really quite come true, but now that Trump's doing the mass deportation, the country is finally going to get the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system for those illegals, which is exactly what those of us in the Flat Earth have said that they're going to head toward with the whole transhumanism issue. So that's how they're going to bring it in. I've always wondered how it was going to happen, and now we know, on the backs of the illegals.
There you go. For you three, it must be tough to find Flat Earth friends. But there is an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary horizontal level plane. David, can you guess what it is?
That would be the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay.
Yes. Watch the featured video every day for 2 weeks to see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever sent this guy on the headphones. Nice. Oh, it's so sleepy. And because it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast, it's time to say goodnight to one of our listeners, Paige. She's just put on her Hawkman pajamas, got a cup of cocoa with exactly 6 tiny marshmallows, and will probably listen to the playback in the morning. Good night, Paige.
Good night. Hawkman.
Hawkman.
How do you spell that?
Oh, my God, woman.
Hawkman, like a hawk. Oh.
Part of the Justice League. What are you even doing here?
I heard the word hawk, like the Hawk Tuah girl. And
yeah. The Hawk.
I'm like, what?
The Hawk Tuah girl, of course, who is being financially backed by Jake Paul, who, because I am on Netflix quite often, I can't escape Jake Paul right now because that.
Well, there's a big boxing match coming up.
You think? Oh, God.
Who's going to win? Can we do another prediction since we really failed with predictions when it came to what was going to happen with the election?
I did.
Although I think I did say Trump was going to win.
I think Tyson.
I was wrong about how.
I think Tyson will win. They'll both make a lot of money because, again, it's not a real boxing match. I don't care if they say it's sanctioned or not.
Right. So. Jake Paul's got a huge ego. He's going to, even if he can beat up Mike Tyson, let Mike Tyson win.
Well, Mike Tyson's got a legacy to uphold here. He's going to be collecting Social Security in not too distant future.
Nothing's fake, and there's lots of blood. That's what I hope.
No. He's paid most of these ex-athletes to lose.
Well, I don't like Jake Paul. And Mike
it's not a real fight. No, he pays. That's the gimmick, which is Jake Paul has ruined boxing, which is what he does.
Yeah, that's why I said I wish there'd be a lot of blood. Let's bring some reality into it because Jake Paul's kind of ruined it, although I'm not a boxing fan.
Yeah, he brings in ex-athletes who need the money, and it's like, hey, are you willing to take $1 million or whatever it is to take a dive? to me, a YouTuber who thinks, oh yeah, I'm going to be the best boxer in the world. Dude, you haven't even fought anybody ranked yet. And no. So no.
Jake Paul's going to get his ass kicked if this is a real fight, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tyson is going to go in there, just ravish him, rip an ear off, rip a nose off. It's all going to be mayhem.
Eat an
It
ear.
would be cool, though. It would be cool if Mike Tyson
Tyson's
goes
move.
rogue.
Yeah, it's
Tyson's
Tyson's
going to just shred that pretty face right up. Sorry, Logan Paul.
Yeah, whatever. Again, the fact that, but I blame the masses, which we'll talk about, part of the election, which is the masses have become so simple-minded that real boxers don't mean anything. It's like, hey, do you have celebrity status? Have we seen you on social media? Oh, okay, good. Then that's what we're going to watch.
The masses think that there was a mysterious disease that you can catch, COVID. The masses think Trump was shot in the ear and there was a picture of the bullet randomly taken. We could go on and on about what the masses think.
And that worked, by the way. We'll talk about politics in 1 second, but people got to remember, which was, what is the most important swing state in the entire election process? Pennsylvania. Where was he shot?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Wow. Lucky.
That is even more proof it was fake.
That's interesting.
Oh, you didn't think about that until just now?
No, I didn't think about that.
Oh my God.
No. I was weird that he's in this little hick town, which is like, he normally wouldn't even do that.
No.
And that's when all of the news media decided to cover one of his things.
Yeah.
They're all broadcasting live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the first one that was televised.
And then he goes back and they turn it into a freaking rock concert. There was tens of thousands of people at that one and security all over the place. Might as well
Wait, did somebody really die though? I mean, come on, we got to. And Dave, were you surprised by the results, or were you kind of banking on Trump as well?
Well, I wasn't banking on anything. Everybody was predicting that they wouldn't know the vote count for like weeks, right?
Right.
We're all thinking it's going to take forever. Do you know why they got the vote at like 10 o'clock? They knew. Yeah. Do you know why it happened so fast?
Well, Elon claims something involving
Elon,
which of course isn't true.
This is a conspiracy, but prove me wrong.
Go ahead.
It's because I made my first viral meme that was going incredible. I'd like to count the votes, but in a single day, but we lost that technology at the paper process.
Nice.
It was going super viral when I put that out on election night, and then it's over. And I'm just like,
your fault.
really?
Okay, let's get into.
You ruined my meme.
We'll go into politics in 2 seconds. Let me get the meetups out of the way, and then we'll do this. There's only 2 meetups. I was surprised in the holiday season. Okay, the first one's going to be in West UK. That's going to be Ian's, and both Jaron and Witit are going to be coming in virtually. They're going to be coming in through whatever Zoom, and so they're going to be doing that. That promo's on my channel. And then Jesse is actually doing another one.
Jesse's having a meetup? Get out of town.
I know. Go figure. November 16th from 6 to 9 at Red Rock Canyon Grill. That's 9221 Lake Hefner Parkway, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You can email him at 781-857-9175 or RSVP him at 300kmileprius@gmail.com.
Can I plug a meetup that's happening in February that some people might want a little winter vacation? I'm speaking at Antarctica again.
Oh, right.
And that's February 16th to the 21st, or the 17th to the 21st. And if you're looking to get away, go to a truther conference. It's going to be amazing. Not just flat Earth, but a lot of flat Earth.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. How was Mexico? How did that turn out?
This is Mexico.
No, the other one. The other one you did. Didn't you go to Mexico? Didn't you do another Mexico one that?
I did this. Oh, you mean the meetup in Mexico?
Yeah.
It was very small, and there was and it was very small, and the power went out, and it was raining, and it was super humid. It was crazy. We were literally at the bar, and there's no electricity. They couldn't cook any food. We just had chips and salsa.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And by the way, that reminds me, just so you guys know, if you're listening, if for whatever happens, there's a little wind up where I am, and everything's piping through Whidbey Island right now. So if everybody freezes and the live stream ends, that's completely my fault. It's not like I got hit with gunship fire. It is just a power outage. So we won't be coming back if that happens. I am not going to try to. It would take me too long to break out the generator and hook everything up. But I don't think it's going to happen. I will keep checking while everybody else is talking and doing stuff.
So what is the storm that's happening? What is this?
Oh, no,
Is it
it's nothing.
storm?
No, it's just winter. It's winter up here.
Okay.
I mean, we had some wind. Actually, we did lose power for a couple hours last weekend. And
why don't you get a standby generator, the kind that comes on when all your power goes off immediately?
Not
like I've got.
Well, how much do Generac systems cost? Like 15 grand?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. And you need one.
But they're worth it.
You need one. Why?
Because I live in Houston. You know how many hurricanes that come here and tropical storms?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
But why? It's the air conditioning, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, yes. And also one time it was really cold here. I mean, not compared to where you live, but it was like 15 degrees and without any heat at all. It was pure hell for me.
Peanut says
the industrial strength hair dryer. Obviously, her hair looks
exactly.
amazing.
Peanut lives in Tornado Alley. He doesn't have a Generac system. Wait, you have a generator though, don't you, Peanut? Okay. So real quick.
I'm the only one.
Let me run these 2 quick 60-second videos. I want to pump these out of the way. I did 2 this week because I was in presidential mode. They are not completely flat Earth related, but they are tied. I wanted to get the election completely out of my system, and now I've got election hangover. So the first one I'm going to run real quick is going to be money. I just wanted to talk about that for a second. And there's a segue to that. So let's go to breaks. 60 seconds, it'll change your life. You guys aren't going to hear it unless you're listening to the cast. Peanut, will you make sure we can hear this? So my flat Earth friends messaged me saying, Mark, can you show me the money real fast? You bet. Let's have some fun with presidents and their staff. The $1 bill is George Washington. 2 is Thomas Jefferson. Really, we printed these since 1929. 3, there is no 3. 5 is Abraham Lincoln. 10 is Alexander Hamilton. 20 is Andrew Jackson. 50 is Ulysses S. Grant. And the 100 is Benjamin Franklin, who may be the greatest American ever. That's it, right? Wrong. 500 is William McKinley. 1,000 is Grover Cleveland. 5,000 is James Madison. 10,000 is Salmon Chase. Totally real name, by the way. And the $100,000 bill is Woodrow Wilson. We have time. Let's do coins. The penny is Lincoln, nickel is Jefferson, dime is Roosevelt, quarter is Washington, $half is Kennedy, and the American dollar coin has changed so many times there's no point. My favorite is Eisenhower, by the way. Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln also made it to Mount Rushmore along with Teddy Roosevelt, who should have been on some currency, but the system is not perfect. Short version, if you're a Hall of Fame president, you make it onto the money once you're in the ground. Fine, it's not flat Earth. I just thought it was kind of fun to talk about. Do your own research and find out other fun things about the flat Earth you live in. Whatever, I'm done. Okay, the reason I did that money thing is after I did that, you're never going to believe this. Somebody mailed me. Turns out one of our people is a currency collector. In fact, he was a currency dealer for a number of years, and he sent me a thing.
Oh, wow.
And he sent me... And he said, he sent me a little note. He goes, just so you know, when I get my settlement taken care of, not only, remember, this is the guy that says he's going to buy me a Tesla. I'm also going to buy you either a $500 or a $1,000 bill. I'll get it and I'll send it to you. I said, sweet. Oh my God. That is awesome. Nice. And I don't really care which one it is because I think it'd be so fun to have in your wallet and throw it down somewhere. But as you guys know, if you want a $500 bill in mint condition, it's about $2,400, and $1,000 is running about $3,900. So, yeah.
What a great little viewer.
I know. Thank you. Fan of the show. I'm not going to give out his name.
Mark Sargent.
But this was the guy. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember this. God, it was like a year ago. He said that if his settlement, he's pretty convinced his settlement's going to go through. He goes, would I drive a Tesla if he bought it for me and had it delivered? And I'm going, well, I'll throw this as David. David, if somebody bought you a Tesla right now, would you have it in your driveway?
It's a good question.
I know, right? For free.
Can I sell it?
That's
yeah,
exactly.
That's what I would do.
That was my question too. Now, the reason why, and if you're listening to the show, and I know you are, man.
Did you say no? You have to drive it.
Well, I'd have to drive it. And I was thinking, I could do some fun with it. Just make a couple podcasts, drive around. That's like how much I hate this car, blah blah blah, and just hate it, and just hate on it. But then after that story that Patricia sent me a couple days, or today was it, or yesterday, that thing that happened in Toronto with that Tesla. And I don't want to go dark necessarily, but that was a horrifying story, which is like, wait a minute, I wasn't afraid of Teslas until I saw that story, which was, if you guys don't know, I mean, there's obvious things about the Teslas that, they have horrible range. And, if you get dinged, if the battery has to be replaced, you have to replace the whole car. What I did not know, though, so the 5 Gen Zers in a car hit a guardrail. Nothing big deal, right? Battery gets damaged. Battery immediately catches fire, right? Remember, there's no gasoline in this car. Car catches fire, Postman pulls over, breaks a window, drags one of them out of the car. The other 4 die. They couldn't get out of the car fast enough. And it's like, okay, why'd they die? You know why they died? Because when the battery got hit, the electronic system failed and the doors couldn't open. Because remember, there's no door handles. There's no freaking door handles. And so like Tesla's saying, hey, we recommend if that situation happens, like rip one of the panels off the door and like there's like a secret handle inside it. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Door handles, that's a necessity. So yeah.
Wow.
I know that's
all right. So the answer is definitely no.
No, I'm sorry. We're gonna have
no.
So sorry, lawsuit guy. You're gonna have to. You and I will come up with something way more creative. Go ahead, David.
I watched a guy doing a great video review of the Tesla truck. He's like, oh, this thing is great. First, it's the most beautiful design ever. He goes,
what?
And then I could well, he's being sarcastic. He goes, and then I could charge it for 18 hours, and I've got 46% tank. I could drive 112 miles right now. He goes, and then it only cost me, $87 to do that in electricity. And he goes, why? He goes, I would hate to have to go to the gas station and spend 3 minutes there to get a 400-mile range, And it was just, he just like destroyed the thing.
Yeah.
Those things are uglier than ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm trying to like.
Everyone will think you're a douche if you drive one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're thinking.
How can I'm trying to look at it going, there's got to be a way to look at it where it's kind of interesting. No. There's nothing.
Oh, it
it's
looks
like the
it's
ugliest
from
thing
Total
ever.
Recall in the 80s. That's the only way I can look at it. I'm like, this is not like futuristic. This looks 40 years bad technology.
I can't think of anything uglier.
No,
wow,
and,
so you can drive it around, just get the license plate that says F Elon. I'm sure that's not taken, especially on a Tesla, right?
I mean, one, it's got a name cyber is not a word you use in tech or any industry anymore. I have not used that word since 1996. I just haven't. But the other thing is, and you guys have heard me say this, which is I can't believe they designed a car that is actually worse than the 1991 Homer from The Simpsons. The car that Homer designed, that actually has way better design features than this car ever did. And
remember the big gulp cup holder could fit any size. That was the best part of that.
Oh my
car.
God, that car was a dream compared to this thing. This thing is a freaking nightmare. And to David's point, the only people that are buying them are the people, the social media people that want the clicks. They're immediately making videos. Immediately, it's like, look, I'm gonna go. Oh my God! It was 2 weeks ago. They was racing a supercar. It's like, yeah, we get it. Electric cars are faster off the line. Big whoop. Nobody gives a crap. It's horrible. They're just
crazy.
And again, why
how do we feel, Dave, about him in the White House potentially? I mean, is that just cringe knowing that Elon's gonna be so close with Trump?
Yeah, there was a new announcement that just came out today
do you want
about
me
his
to read
exact role.
Do you want me to read it?
Well, yeah, it came out at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Let me read it fast because this is part of my personal nightmare.
I know.
I told you guys last week.
It was
just
I knew
like,
when I saw it.
It's like, please God, don't let it happen, and we're gonna happen. You guys, in fact, you guys see it on screen here as I'm zooming in. Yep. The audience won't though. Statement from President Donald Trump. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Maybe a paragraph. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk. His words, great Elon Musk. Well, let's face it, when you give somebody $100 million, say, hey, call me great. Yeah.
And why is great capitalized? That's so weird.
Exactly. Working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy will lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. In no way is it similar to his crypto coin.
Yeah.
Together, these
Which isn't really his, but he did speak out about it.
There you go. Yeah. Together, these two wonderful Americans, it's not American, not really, South African first, will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies essential to the Save America movement. This will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people, stated Mr. Musk. Oh, my God.
Well, calling him the great Elon Musk is also, in a way, like calling him the great and powerful Oz.
Right.
Yes.
Did Elon just get another job? So he's got another job now?
Right,
yeah.
He's got another job.
Yeah. And by the way,
he is great.
By the way, Peanut wanted me to mention, yes, the Secretary of Defense, which was announced this afternoon, is a Fox commentator. Oh, my God. Yes, he's a veteran. I'm sure he's qualified, but he's a Fox commentator and he's going straight to the Department of Defense. Clown world. We are a freaking
man.
I do like that one they hired that sounds like a mafia boss. He's going to be doing the deportations. That guy is funny. Some of the
that was
excerpts,
that was one of the most quotable
wish
lines
I could
ever.
remember his name, but he's funny.
How do we keep the what's the the families from being separated during the deportation? Well, we're just going to send the whole family.
It's like we could have put them both together.
Did you guys see the tweet or TikTok of the guy worried about his mother-in-law getting deported?
No.
He's like, the President Trump, he's crying to the camera like a lib. And he's like, my mother-in-law, she's illegally, she's here illegally. And I'm afraid she's going to get deported. She lives on apartment 7B on 74th Street, the green door. And the gate is always unlocked. And she doesn't have dogs, and I'm just like, what is going to, it's going on and on and on. It was so good. I was like, that's funny.
That's awesome.
Funny.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
And again, that's going to turn into the gun grab scenario, which is the only people that are going to get deported are the slow ones or the dumb ones. Because anyone, it's like, look, once the process starts, once they know how the deportation thing's going to happen, people are going to freaking scatter. So you are not going to find a lot of these guys. I mean, America's a big place. You're not going to be able to hide them. Okay, I want to run my second video really fast, which was called Reversal, which is kind of goes into, Patricia got me down this path, which goes into the what happens. We'll talk about it a little bit. You know what? I'm just going to run it. You guys aren't going to hear it, but it's about what happened. So my flat earth friends messaged me and say, Mark, what the hell just happened? Oh, it's not what you think. Let's take a look. There was an election in 2020 that looks more suspicious now than it did then. Red team had 4 years since then to focus on voter security in the swing states and somehow figured it out. Blue team was aware and it didn't look good. Without a new trick, they were doomed, so they made the decision. We're going to lose, so let's throw the fight. They also couldn't let Biden stay in for that because then there would be a new spotlight on 2020. How did you win so big then but lose so big only 4 years later against the same guy who in turn won 4 years before that? The other problem is politics. You just can't surrender, so they did the next best thing. They kept Biden in until the last minute and then had him walk away, leaving Kamala to run out the clock. There was no point in having primaries because whoever they pushed forward was going to take the loss. So Kamala was the only choice, and they pair her up with a third-tier VP candidate. That saves all their best people for 2028. No playoffs, bench the starters. It's as simple as that. Do your own research and choose the truth when it comes to things like this on Flat Earth. Whatever. I'm done. Okay, so Patricia and I were talking about this, and between the two of us, I think we got it, which is, it's obvious. It doesn't take a genius. Yes, everyone's blaming Biden. The people that praised him for leaving, right, 100 days ago, are now condemning him for leaving 100 days ago. And all the other administrations, but it comes down to one of the oldest things ever, which is people vote with their wallet. Plain and simple. Which is when the economy goes badly and the general population is suffering, they are going to go with somebody else. And the approval numbers were tanking. The pandemic did not help their numbers at all. I mean, inflation's through the freaking roof, and the whole COVID thing was ridiculous. And so sometime last year, they figured out it's like there's no way that we're going to be able to pull this off. However, you can't, it's an old military saying, which is never tell the troops how bad it is. Which is like, you have to run, right? You can't just quit. You've got to run a good campaign. You've got to put on your best game face. However, what they basically figured out last year was that no one was going to be able to pull this off. The election, the trick play that they used back in 2020, I'm trying to be careful here, the choice of words, which Trump lost. And for all the people that said, oh, Trump actually won, hey, you know what? I'm with you there, because now it took us 4 years to actually see the numbers, and there's this huge blip in the numbers, which is like numbers steady, 2020, and then back down to reasonable levels. So Red team had to protect all the swing states. They had to protect voting, and blue team didn't have a backup plan, which was, okay, do we have anything else we can use? It's like, no, okay, well, we have to sacrifice somebody. So they had Biden stay in, run a fake campaign. It's like, oh, I'm staying. I'm running another 4 years. No way he was running another 4 years. Had him wait till the last minute. He leaves. There is no time for primaries. And so there wasn't an excuse like, well, who's the closest body? Kamala. They bring her in. Who we got for a VP candidate? Remember, Josh Shapiro, what got me on this was when Patricia was saying, I think you told me that, was it Obama that called up Josh and said, yeah, don't even think about doing VP. because you're gonna lose. It's a non-starter. This is you're gonna die on this one. So they went with a third tier VP candidate. They went with what was his name again? Walls. And
that guy was so goofy. I don't even understand why. And then he supposedly was grooming some boy. So that came out, and there's stolen valor military accusations against him as well for saying that he was I don't know what you call it, actually fighting, called up, or what are the words?
The details around that was he wanted to retire. Oh God, Peanut, help me out here. I think he was going to retire a sergeant major, I believe, and he wanted to retire a sergeant major. But the only way that was going to happen is if they deployed him to the freaking Gulf. And he said, yeah, no. So he was a sergeant major briefly, but they left him at his previous rank because he refused to go to the Gulf. He basically did not want to go fight. And so,
look at him.
I know. And when he talks, he's mentioned a couple of things. He also said
and he couldn't even load a gun. He was looking like a big goof.
Right.
He never went to war. Right. And that wasn't the person for the job. Although, of course, all this is theater, et cetera. Yeah. But it is fun to observe. That's for sure. So, and now we've got Jill Biden giving Kamala the cold shoulder at an event recently because supposedly the story goes that she's mad that Kamala ran and helped be one of the voices behind pushing her husband Joe out, and of course, therefore, her as the first lady. And then Melania will not accept tea with Jill at the White House because of what happened with the Mar-a-Lago raid when people were going through her underwear, basically, in Mar-a-Lago. So, it's a lot of it's a soap opera, but it's kind of fun if you look at it as a soap opera. If you're seriously super involved in this, then I suggest that you check yourself before you wreck yourself.
A quick explanation about Joe Biden, which was people say, well, why didn't Joe just stay in? It's like, well, you can't leave him in because if he gets blown out this year, then every county gets analyzed. It's like, okay, we have back-to-back, basically a rematch, 2020 and 2024. They'll be like, okay, why did he lose so badly this time, and why did he win so heavily? The comparisons, people would be microscoping the 2020 election. So they say,
I can't believe they're not now with the, what just happened.
They'll just say apples and oranges. It's Kamala. She was a woman. She was a minority.
Yeah, but where did those voters go? Disappeared off the face of the earth?
Oh, you mean the
same people, the registered voters who came out in droves for Biden, who were supposedly trying to keep Trump out. Well, Trump running again. Where were they to keep Trump out? They didn't vote for either side. They died of COVID?
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
they didn't exist.
It was ridiculous, and we had to wait 4 years to validate that. People were saying for 4 years, like, oh yeah, something was really weird with 2020. Hell, in YouTube, for example, we weren't allowed to talk about it for 3 years, and only this year did they roll that back because there was going to be so much election talk. It's like, we're not going to ban everybody, so we might as well let people talk about it. We'll see what happens next year. So anyway, short version. Did I get the contested election wrong? Well, they would have been contested had it been even remotely close, and it wasn't. I mean, it was such a freaking.
Sure, it wasn't my meme.
I'm sure. I think it was your one, man. It was. I mean, an hour after the show ended, it was called. I mean, I want
to make an observation and
go ahead.
What I think is happening. Elon is set up to be the savior because he's got Twitter, free speech, which isn't really free speech, but people think it's free speech, and he does all these great things, and he's Mr. Space, and so Trump's doubled down with space. So the two of them together to the normie world is a dream team. Now you got RFK in there. If they do a quarter of the things that they say they're going to do, so everyone's going to get, all the normies are going to get behind them and give them all of this power. And then they're going to usher in this new technocratic world that they want, and everyone's going to be begging for it because it's so much better than what we had.
Right. And the border stuff, like I mentioned earlier, is part of that. They're collecting data with this free speech Twitter of all of us who are using it now. It's a big data collection.
And how do they usher in a new world? What do? They have a World's Fair. He's having a World's Fair.
It's
for
the craziest thing. Iowa.
Trump is doing he's doing a World's Fair, and it's going to literally set the standard for the new world.
Wait, back up. Is there actually a World's Fair coming up in 2025?
Yeah, he's got one for the 250th birthday of the U.S.
So whenever they reset society, when they usher in a new world, they have these World's Fairs that show all of the things that, the way business, the way people are supposed to be, and it literally sets the tone. So he's doing this World's Fair, and with Elon, Mr. Neuro implants and space, and it's crazy. So
I'm hearing about that too.
One of the other things I do that I note is all of the predictive programming. What movies are coming out? What are they pushing? Now, this is Mark. You have that picture.
Oh yeah.
So, tell me if any of this happened to anyone else, or is it just me?
There it is.
When I watch YouTube videos, are you sharing it? I don't see it.
Yeah,
but that's right.
You see it on my screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I'm watching a YouTube video, if I let it end and I don't do anything, YouTube will fire up another video, right? That happens to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
YouTube will put it. And what has been coming up for me is Interstellar, right? Interstellar, full high def and no commercials, which is space, programming you for space.
Right.
And today, 12 Monkeys came up, right? A virus that kills everybody in the future.
Sure.
Right? 12 Monkeys. Like, where did that come from? Like, is anyone having these full movies pop up suggested that they never even searched for?
Not like that. I haven't.
I'm hearing people talk about Interstellar a lot lately, that it's like a resurgence. And the conspiracy world that I'm coming across is that Elon is going to be there to usher in the alien ambassadors. So, who knows? It sounds far-fetched, but what if they are ready to play the alien card? That would be pretty interesting, right?
The alien card will be just aliens from here, from the outer lands.
So Peanut wanted me to clarify really quick. The official World's Fair is going to be in Japan in 2025. Is that true? The actual World's Fair, but this is
and there's actually one going on in Dubai right now, a technocratic World's Fair.
Oh, brother!
Wow.
So ours is going to be where?
In Iowa, and it's not really a World's Fair, although the world is invited. It's a U.S. celebration, kind of like the bicentennial of 1976 in America, but like that.
Globe Heckler said Idiocracy. That one comes up also, right? Another documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Idiocracy. DJ just watched that. It is not for the faint of heart, because it's not as funny as it was when it came out. In fact, it gets less funny every year now.
It's a documentary. It used to be a comedy. Now it's a documentary.
Yeah. It is. It is for the most part.
Totally. It's scary how accurate that shit is.
When I saw Hulk Hogan rip his shirt off at the Republican convention and go, "Enough is enough," the card, the Illuminati card.
Card, yeah.
Yeah, the Illuminati card, rip it off a thing, and I'm like, holy crap, it's President Camacho. I expect him to get a gun and shoot it. Whoa, falling down. I'm on a wobble board.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, I'd be amiss if I didn't mention, we can't play the clip for copyright reasons, but the Saturday Night Live retraction / Elon Musk bashing on Saturday, which happened. Did you guys all watch that clip?
What happened?
Tell us. My God. Oh, okay. So the Saturday Night Live cast members came out in a line, and they were basically saying, well, the election happened. It's really going to be a really trying time for America, and they were really somber about it. And then after, God, it's been like 2-3 minutes, they said, and just so you know, we were behind you all the way, Trump. And then they all was like, because they mentioned that his enemies list, that he was going to wipe out all his enemies. It's like, we're not your enemies. We're your friends. We've always been your friends. Hell, we voted for you, and so on, right? And they were just laying it on so thick. And then before he's like, oh, it can't get any worse than this, Dana Carvey comes out. Peanut, did you watch it? Did you watch that clip? The Saturday Night Live clip? Yeah. Dana Carvey comes out dressed in the exact Elon meme clothes from the Dark MAGA rally, right? And he's jumping on stage, and doing his whole stuttering bit, and it looked bad. It made Elon look terrible. And I was like, oh, thank God somebody gets it besides me. Because it's... Go ahead.
Mark, we can't see you. You still have your screen.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
I didn't tell you what that was.
Okay. What's on my screen?
That was just I saw it. It was in 12 Monkeys. A flat Earth map for no reason showed up on the screen for about 3 seconds.
Oh wow. Those would be the spots where that was part of his flight plan. He was going to hit all those cities.
Yeah.
That's in there.
That's the virologist when the guy goes to the guy that spreads the virus. He goes, "Hey, tighten up security," and the guy looks down at the map and he shows that map.
Holy smokes! Yeah, and that's a good catch because I've watched 12 Monkeys probably 10 times.
I've watched it.
Yeah,
me
I've
too.
seen it a bunch too.
And it's an excellent Bruce Willis movie. You guys never seen it? It's quite a few years old now, but
it's Bruce Willis's best movie, and it made me actually a Brad Pitt fan.
Yeah,
I hate Brad Pitt, but in that movie, he was fantastic.
He was, and
it's got to be one of the best movies ever.
Every woman that I talked to, they said, "Oh, that's Brad Pitt's worst ever," because he looked terrible.
He was fantastic. Fuck that. Whatever.
I know, but he was cross-eyed, and his mannerisms were, but he was brilliant.
So good. He was so good. So good. I could watch it again tonight. I watched it tonight. It actually came on like after dinner. It popped on. I was like, I'm going to watch this whole thing. It was fantastic.
And you saw this map? That's awesome.
This map popped up. Yeah.
Now I think it's top down. I mean, I recognize the Middle East and part of North America, and
it's not perfect, but they're sticking in our face.
It's not bad. It's like, well, okay, why would you use this map to show it? That's great. And this, what year was Peanut? What year was 12 Monkeys? That was 90s, wasn't it?
What's the overall premise of that? I haven't seen it since.
Oh my God. The 12 Monkeys was that there was a horrible virus that wiped out 99% of the world. And the survivors ended up building a time machine, limited time travel, and they would keep sending people back to figure out what happened. In fact, it hit so hard that they didn't even know where it started. They didn't even know, the exact cause of it. And so they kept sending, and their lead time travel guy that they sent back, and he had issues, was Bruce Willis. And and he kept being, sorry, got a frog in my throat.
Hey, your fire went out already, Mark.
Yeah, I know. I didn't fill it completely. But Bruce Willis, because you go back naked like the Terminator, and he kept getting locked up in a mental institution and locked up with Brad Pitt. That's where he met Brad Pitt, was in a mental institution. But he figured out where the virus came from eventually. And by the time you got to the end, it had turned into this big time loop. But they figured it out. They figured out how to stop it.
It's great. It was a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, great movie. Okay, cool. Totally worth it.
It's predictive programming.
Yeah. And
that's what they're going to try to pull off. Maybe. Who knows?
Well, I believe that too. And did you listen to the Elon Musk Joe Rogan interview? Did you check that out?
I did.
I did not.
I did. I couldn't. I didn't listen to.
It was long.
To all of it, kind of like the Donald Trump interview. That was long and rambling. It's tough for me to listen to Elon because people fawn over him so much, and it drives me insane because it's just so undeserved. You talk to him, and again, the average person does not know. I could walk up to anybody and say, "How did Elon make his money in 30 seconds or less?" Do you know? Because I do. And it's not what you think. People think, again, that he's Tony Stark, that he invented Tesla, that he invented Twitter, that he invented SpaceX and all these things, that he doesn't sleep. He sleeps like an hour a night. He's constantly engineering stuff. It's like, no. And if the Cybertruck is a working example of that, then you got problems. So, no.
The Boring Company, he does tiny homes. He impregnates lots of women. He's not intelligent when you hear him speak. And it's pretty amazing and very transparent to be able to determine that he's not that intelligent.
Peanut reminds me of
I don't get it.
Of PayPal, by the way, which is true. Okay, so real quick, Elon was a software guy, which is why I include the slides in there when he lost his hair back in 1999. I'm never letting that go. And he wrote some software for a company that got absorbed by another company, which got absorbed by another company, which became PayPal. And so he just kept getting, he became a bigger fish just by default. None of his code was used in PayPal. And then eBay bought PayPal, because that was the whole point. PayPal was eBay wanted PayPal to happen. And then it became this massive thing, and everybody uses PayPal for all sorts of stuff. And he made quite a bit of money. And then he invested in some stuff, and the investments went fine. But the bulk of his money is from Tesla stock. Because of the green, he was in the right place at the right time. The green initiative, it's like, hey, we're going to push the electric cars. And he was at the forefront. And so Tesla stock is the most valuable stock in the world right now. It's not that Tesla's the biggest car company in the world. They don't do the numbers or anything like that. But they're the most valuable car stock in the world by number of shares. And he owns a massive, massive chunk of that. And that's where his money comes from. He's not building anything. All right, go ahead.
We've got lots of people these days, due to pokes perhaps in the arm, that are autistic. And he happens to be autistic. So, right. He's people can identify with him because they have a child who is. I don't think he's autistic.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's I think he's just, oh God, he's a creation.
I took notes on it because it's just, there's some things that I knew that I kind of wanted to maybe throw at Dave about SpaceX and just see if you can help us and our viewers kind of get more clarity on how it all works. Because Elon was saying that SpaceX is considered advanced weapons technology and it's regulated by the Department of Justice, the DOJ, and that there's actually a lawsuit against SpaceX for hiring asylum seekers. And then he talked about this DEI program, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they changed it to the DIE program, DIE, and then Joe and Elon were laughing about it. So I don't know what's going on there, if you have any insights in the conspiracy world, Dave, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
What exactly was the question about? I didn't understand the question. Like,
well, why do you think that they're
too deep
making
for this
such a
show.
big deal about SpaceX and the DOJ? Is there any insight? Because you told your viewers, and we've all learned from you, that NASA is the world intelligence agency. So how does SpaceX play into that? They're just
it appears that that all the intelligence agencies in the world have to answer to NASA. They're like the secret intelligence agency of the world. They control everything. They control the airplane routes, and they control GPS, and they control all the other space programs. They're the top guys. As far as the question I thought you were asking is how are they faking these rockets? It's the worst ever. Like the whole chopstick catch. If anyone watched that, and any engineer watched that and believes that could actually happen, you can't be an engineer. You need to be fired immediately.
Well, yes, because I was going to get to that, because Joe and Elon were talking about that. Joe was making a big deal, like it's so amazing, and yet
it's so amazing because it's ridiculous. But the problem is the lie is so big right in front of you. People like Joe can't imagine that they fake it. Like, oh, well, that has to be real because it was on TV and all these people saw it. Not that many people saw it in person. They're when they show us the people looking at it, like they show crowds and people filming. That's all set up. It's all bullshit. And when there are independent people, they're over a dozen miles away. And at 12 miles away, you can't see crap. You can't see anything. There could be a little hologram.
What about with a P1000 or something?
There's whatever they're doing a whole bunch of different tricks. Nobody's seeing that final product that they're showing on video, right? Watch how many edits. Try to count the edits when they do a rocket launch. There's like 7 edits before it clears the tower. It's so stupid. And then all of that smoke, but as soon as it leaves the tower, there's no smoke.
Right.
So when you see no smoke, that's a fake rocket.
Right.
It's a fake rocket. So, the space shuttle used to leave a full, thick stream of smoke. That's because they were launching something, right? It was a helium balloon with real fuel, no people, and smoke was coming out.
I think, that's super important to point out. I love it. And also, I think a lot of us are looking for amateur footage from anyone's iPhone, whether it be a SpaceX employee or just people nearby. But I guess that just doesn't happen, right? There's no amateur.
Well, no, you do get some amateur footage, and that's what people go, oh, it's real. Look, amateur footage. Yeah, real amateur footage by the people pulling the hoax.
Right.
Okay. They're moving their camera around. It's just horrible. It's really
right. Yeah,
I mean, think of the Harrier jump jet. Harrier jump jet's got 4 engines, right? And it's balancing like a drone. It's got 4, right? This thing, It's a tube, weighs 10 tons, falling out of the sky. You can fit 10 Mack trucks in it, and a little flame comes out. And even though it's coming down like this, it'll straighten itself up and land.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Right? And it's got the 33 Raptor engines, but only one in the middle is lit.
Or how about them landing on docks in the ocean and it's all wobbly and like, how could that ever happen?
But wait, it's landing 800 miles off the coast of Florida, and the dock, the camera on the dock loses its satellite connection because of the vibration of the ship approaching it. But the camera on the ship usually doesn't lose its connection with all the vibration. And if anyone's been on the ocean, there's very few times that the ocean is at rest. There's always swells and stuff. This thing is landing, this top-heavy thing is landing on a little drone ship, and it's falling from however high it went, where there's hundreds of miles an hour of crisscrossing winds up there, but it's going to land on there. Nobody is thinking this through. It's because the lie is so big, and people are like, well, they can't lie about that. It's that there's too many people. People just short circuit. They don't think. And it has to be the fluoride. I mean, maybe if RFK does remove the fluoride, everyone will wake up to the space hoax.
Yeah.
But I was taking fluoride through water for years, and also getting my teeth cleaned with fluoride toothpaste and treatments as a child, fluoridated vitamins as a child. Every state I've ever lived in.
You would be now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I still was able to wake up to things little by little, starting in 2011, and then Flat Earth in 2015. Yeah.
I have a couple of friends that I was trying to wake up to all the things, even before Flat Earth, trying to wake them up to all these things, and they wouldn't wake up. But then they were having health problems, and I got them on distilled water.
Yeah.
And like 2 months later, they're like, holy crap, 9/11. Holy crap, Boston bombing. Right? Holy crap. They woke up to everything. They woke up after they stopped taking the fluoride.
You get the fluoride in your shower. It's going through your largest organ, your skin.
And
in any restaurant, they cook in fluoridated water. The beverages that you buy, like if you buy a soda or a coffee, out of your home.
The amount of fluoride that's in the water that's touching your skin, I agree. You shouldn't do it. But I think you're getting very little fluoride through your skin.
Right.
I think you drink a glass of water, you're going to get way much more fluoride than showering even for a half an hour in a shower.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I plan on buying one of those whole house fluoride removal systems this coming year. But the minute I buy it, it's going to be RFK has announced all fluoride removed. I'll be like, no, because those things are expensive.
See, that's what's interesting is like the truther community that hasn't hit Flat Earth yet. When you feel like you're in the know, you feel like you've got a grip on all these conspiracies. You don't trust the government. You don't trust lockdown. You don't trust, 9/11 or the jab. But yet now you're rooting for Trump, Elon, and RFK, like you said.
Right.
And then you have Joe and Elon talking about how Kamala Walt's side was just all about lies and the Democratic Party's all about lies. And then do you think that Joe is just in on the lie as well? Because he presents himself as like an honest guy. Is he ignorant? He doesn't know? Or do you think he's just in on the lie?
He sold out when he was the guy that debunked the moon landings. He was the guy. His famous quote is, "There's no way you could convince me that the moon landing was real." Then he went on vacation for a couple of weeks, came back, got a $100 million contract, got a TV deal, had Neil deGrasse Tyson on, put on an astronaut suit, and goes, maybe it is real. Maybe it is real, right? And so let me ask you a question. People do a lot of things for money. Hey, you're going to have your podcast. We're going to make you huge. You just got to double down, go back on the moon landing, and we're going to give you $100 million. The guy said he'd lie to his mother, okay, for the right deal. So he's lying.
But then he came out recently saying
he's flopping back a little bit.
So how does that work? Maybe to make him appear more trustworthy to those of us who moved away from him.
Right. Maybe. They try to confuse our minds. Maybe he only had to do it for a certain amount of time. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I don't know,
also because
but
he had Bart Sibrel on, which he, by the end of it, doesn't believe the moon landing. Then he even says it in that stand-up, but he still is making fun of Flat Earth. But I think I see a wave of Flat Earth friends coming his way, especially his viewers, because look at how well your Jim Brewer episode did, your Roseanne Barr episode, Mark Sargent's Jim Brewer episode. Those are overwhelmingly more popular than the average interviews on those channels. And so those are a lot of the same viewers as Joe. And so Joe's friends, Sam Tripoli, Jim Brewer, Eddie Bravo, they're all out flat earthers. I feel like it's just creeping up on him, right?
And Eddie's got Joe's ear, and Eddie's like, Joe's starting to listen. He's starting to listen. So
okay,
is his wallet affecting what he says? Absolutely. How much? I don't know.
But he's made $500 million or something ridiculous, so maybe he's feeling maxed out and wants the truth.
I think.
But how long would it take him to wake up? My God, it's been a long time. Like he's got Eddie Bravo's got his ear, but yet hello.
Because
chop
people
chop.
Look at how I've had such a hard time this week with some of my Globe friends and just trying to make sense of all this and just really quick of me being on the show and being so excited about it is causing a lot of problems in my personal and family life. But I'm going to keep pushing forward because I don't care. It's the truth, right? So maybe I'm hoping and praying that Joe wakes up one day and is like, you know what? Enough is enough. The money's not fulfilling him. I also see that he's on a spiritual journey just like the rest of us because he's had little nuggets pop in, like Stephen Meyer, who wrote Return to the God Hypothesis. It's like these little nuggets of there's something more going on here are trickling into the show, as well as this other truth side coming forward. So, I have hope that maybe he flips.
I don't trust any of these people, but I'd love to. I'd love to have faith.
Mark, what do you we've been
no, it's good. No, I've been enjoying all this. You guys are wonderful.
Okay.
No. When it comes to Rogan, I think he watches social media. His people watch social media very carefully, like anybody. I mean, there's a reason why, for example, Logan Paul came after our Denver conference before anybody, is because that's all he cares about is the social media stuff. But he was right in doing so. I mean, remember, he was one of the first big trolls to hit us. Joe Rogan, the audience isn't quite there yet.
He was not the first big troll.
Who's the big troll?
The biggest troll to ever hit Flat Earth that caused the most amount of damage is Eric Dubay.
Oh, you got me there.
I'll
you're right.
that.
You're right.
You think about it, how many thousands of people were going to show up at the first conference, and when Eric Dubay said we're all shills,
right,
and we got like 600 or something.
Right.
Wow. And to this very day, he's done more damage than all of the trolls combined. With that said, he's also woken up a ton of people too.
Yeah.
So in Mark Sargent's camp, everyone's good. All publicity's good, right? But this guy has cost more. How do they control the world? Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Different countries, different sports teams, different political parties, different races, different genders. Split the genders. Keep on going. And Eric has done more division than anybody else. I'm still number one Jesuit fucking shill on his IFERS form. It's his research is despicable.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, but he puts out other stuff.
Yeah.
He woke up a lot of us. So
it's true. It's true.
That's the painful part.
Stand corrected.
Sorry, go ahead.
He was the first one.
I mean, that's the part that bums me about a newer flat earther. It's like, I would love to see the community come together. So, you have connections with Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo has connection with Eric Dubay because of the Level series. And it's like, there's really no way to bridge that gap. That no one's ever reached out to Eric. Like, can we just knock it off already?
Oh,
no, we've tried.
We've tried.
No.
Even Jaron to this very day says Eric is the only one that could say, hey, everybody, let's come together and work together instead of work against each other. Nobody else in this entire community can say that. Not me, not Mark, not Jaron, not Witit. But if Eric Dubay says, hey, let's all get together and put our heads together and take this to the next level, well, everybody's in.
Yeah.
Everybody's in.
Eric, if you're listening, come on, enough is enough. We're stronger together. This is just so hard on us and our friends and our family. It's like the more that we can just unite, especially a decade in. I'm sick of hearing the shill stuff. I wouldn't be on the show if I thought any of you were shills. I think that I'm a pretty good read of character, and I know that this is like you guys are living and breathing and thinking flat earth. So, Eric, if you're listening, come on, let's work together.
And then people, I see in the chat, somebody mentioned Owen Benjamin. Mark actually messaged me. He goes, Dave, check out this Owen Benjamin guy. He's smashing the moon landings. And so we jumped on there. Eric goes in there, and like he was going to have Eric on, but then Eric was just annoyed Owen, and I ended up going on. But and listen, if Eric ever got on, he could have done the same thing I did.
Let me ask you guys this before the break, then, because I've been shot down every time I've suggested this, but I think maybe now, given the climate, why not? Every time I say, hey, should I reach out to Eric? Right, and because I've never done it, personally, and people said, "Don't you dare reach out to Eric." He's, he said, "Well, yeah, you even saying that right now. Don't do it." But would I lose anything? I mean, yeah, some people might clip this little part out and say like, "Hey, they're talking about you again," but I've never sent him an email. I don't know if he'd respond to me, but come on, 10 years later. Maybe
Eric,
he won't respond.
Already, dude. Like,
he won't
people
respond.
respect you for what you have done, but it would be great to just bury the hatchet and rebuild those bridges.
He's been so buried that we can't even confirm. Patricia can't even confirm if he's in the States. I've heard he's in the States.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody knows where he is. He doesn't do videos.
He's in Langley.
East Coast.
Not the Langley where I am, but the other Langley.
The other Langley.
Not Langley Wa, Langley Va.
Yeah, but Hitler obviously has connections with him because he's used Eric in his video. So it's like there's bridges, there's people that can help this go along. Hitler also kind of, I respect him. He's done great work for the movement. I wish he didn't call Mark Sargent a shill, and that part bums me out because it's just like Mark also.
Yeah, but a lot of people call Mark Sargent.
They do, but Eric,
don't hold them.
Thank you, David. I hate you. But don't forget that he was the one that put the bug in Eddie Bravo's ear, and Eddie Bravo was like, oh yeah, that Mark Sargent got an ODD. Oh yeah, Mark Sargent is like, God damn it.
It got everybody. There's still people that absolutely hate you, Mark.
Thank you.
Because of Eric.
Yeah.
Because of Eric.
Thank you.
And it spilled over to me because I started associating with you, and Eric was fine talking to me. He was going to be on my show. And as soon as I interviewed you, Mark, I was talking to him on Facebook. He was a Facebook friend. He blocked me on Facebook, and we never spoke again.
Don't sell yourself short. There's a whole bunch of reasons to hate you. Hey, we got to go to break.
What?
And then when we come back, we are going to... Was that out loud? That was supposed to be my inner voice. We come back, we're going to talk about all sorts of... I want to talk about Antarctica. I want to talk about Eric a little bit more. Eric, if you're listening, seriously, reach out. I know he won't, but
not going to happen.
No, probably not. Okay, we're going to do a break. When we come back, we'll talk about all sorts of fun stuff. Don't go anywhere.
All right.
Oh, look, it's David's app.
Introducing the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock App Meetup Maker. Never miss another meetup again. You can look up meetups in several different ways. Sort by date. You can search by location or within a 500-mile radius. To create and list your own meetup, enter the date. Give the meetup a name, a location name. Add a photo. Enter your contact information. Create a group chat name and then fill out the description with all of the details. Select your background color and hit the Save button to add your meetup to the list. Once the meetup is saved, it will ask you to create a group chat for all of the meetups so people can join the group and start a local chat community. Select Public Group. Add your welcome message, and your meetup is now available for all to see. To make sure you don't miss another meetup in your area, you can select your desired radius and whether you want push notifications or email or both. Whenever a new meetup is added in your selected radius, you get notified. The Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock Meetup Maker, bringing people together all around the plane.
Join me, Karen B, every moon day at 9:30 a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. And also for meetups, local meetups. If you want to have your meetup listed on flatearthfestivals.com for free, please email flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 2. It's you, me, the always perfect Patricia Steere, the always delightful DJ Curious, and the sometimes there, David Weiss. You got to turn your camera back on, and of course, Pete. No, it's not on Skype. Just toggle it. Flip.
Oh no!
Seriously?
Oh, no.
It's all right. No, seriously, jump back. You can see the screen I'm sharing, though, right?
Right.
No, but do you see the
in the windows?
There it goes. There it goes. You're back. You're back.
All right.
Yeah, that was Skype. It wasn't OBS.
I think Eric Dubay did it.
Yeah, it was Eric Dubay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, that was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album. Anybody?
Dave, that's your cue.
Day and night. Night and day.
This is why I need new friends. Is what I need. Okay. And then when he comes in, of course, Patricia's picture flips down. Never play with your buttons after you start the show. I didn't touch the buttons, Peanut. This is all your fault for not having bandwidth. I shouldn't be doing both of these things. Sorry, I'm not bitter. Okay. So anyway, yes. Right. Let me close out Eric Dubay with this. Eric, if you're listening, or if any, because there's always Eric people in the chat. To your point, David, one of the most amazing things for me is at least a quarter of the people that troll me are our own people. They're Eric's people. They'll say Eric should have been on this interview. Eric should have done this. It's like, or they'll say it should have been somebody else. It's like, let me guess, you're an Eric Dubay guy. Even without him mentioning their name.
Eric should be on a lot of interviews.
He should. Mm-hmm. He absolutely should.
You guys should do an interview, you three, with Eric Dubay. That would be amazing.
Eric and I should be besties. We're both vegan.
Good point. Yeah, I don't know. But all I know is he once, you guys have heard me say this, he's elevated his status. Love Owen Benjamin, the fact that he came up with the whole Savanier term. To this day, I love that term, which is he now buys into the hype, which is, I'm Savanier. I can be aloof, and the more I don't talk to people, my legend grows. And he does what Matt only dreamt of. Matt Boylan wanted to be able to in that status, and Matt just imploded. Matt's a freaking electric.
He still does stuff on his channel sometimes.
Sorry,
so you know why the elite push the vegan agenda?
Oh God, vegan agenda stuff. Why?
Why?
Well, that vegans, meat eaters only eat animals that are vegetarians. We don't eat, like coyote or bear, right? Yeah. Right? It's because they taste better.
Makes sense, actually.
So the elite want more people that taste better.
They're getting us ready for the harvest. Yeah.
Well, I'm certainly not part of any vegan agenda. I only do it for animals. I'm not doing it to save the freaking environment or global warming, just because I don't want to eat animals. But everyone else, do as you wish.
Well, those reptilian shapeshifters are going to love you, but they're going to make you pack on a little pounds like Hansel and Gretel style.
Oh, no.
Okay, DJ, since you're going to go there, I'm going to tell people a little trivia, since I know all sorts of fun trivia, which is right now, currently, because people say, hey, and I put this in my survival guide. It's like, what do people taste like? If you're actually going down that road. No, they taste.
Probably pork. Really
Nope.
poor.
Nope. You guys are not going to get it. They taste like veal.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Go figure. I had no idea.
The only lazy people taste like veal.
Okay, yeah, the
kept in a crate, unable to move.
Yeah, the stringy people, not so much. Yeah, baby cow. Yeah, yum. In fact, Peanut's all for it. And apparently, he's gonna start setting traps for people during the apocalypse. Which will be
there was
great.
that movie Alive where the plane crashed and the people had to eat the other people and they were
Yes,
trying to-
yeah, the soccer team. I watched that in the theater back in the 80s. Oh my God, did that thing spook me? But I resigned myself. It's like, yep, not gonna do it. And quite a few of those people.
Frozen ass.
Yeah. Eat frozen ass meat. Ugh. Oh, and Peanut says Peanut watched that. Really? They showed that on a plane flight? You were flying over the mountains and they showed this?
Way.
Oh my God,
That would be great.
horrible.
I would, if I was like a flight crew and I had the choice to show a movie, I'd show that.
He said he was on his way to Iraq and they showed this. It's like, it's awful. You know why
any
they
airport movie? I'd show that.
You know why they probably showed that
airplane movie? Excuse me.
Why they showed that, Peanut, is because it was so cold. That was the other thing about that movie. If you've never seen Alive, you felt. I mean, it was the most cold feeling movie I've ever. They were constantly like on the brink of freezing to death. And so yeah, going to Iraq, yeah, why not show that? So weird.
Oh my God,
So
creepy.
so
rude.
weird. All right.
So rude.
So anyway, Eric Dubay, hopefully good thing. Look, I wish nothing but good things for the guy. I can't get rid of him.
Same.
I mean, his channel has been burned down several times. It doesn't matter. It's like, hey, I'm going to make a new channel. Oh, look, 200,000 subs instantly. It's like, why? How? But some people, it's just how it goes.
Eric, I'm rooting for you. I'm a fan too. We would love to just bridge the gap.
I'm a fan. I'm still subscribed.
I've been at 105,000 for 2 years. Yeah, nothing weird about that.
Right.
And they told me I'm never going to be monetized. They told me that I'm never going to get my plaque, which is.
But you don't want to be monetized. You don't care.
No, I don't. And I've got two plaques that you guys have seen them that show listeners made and sent to me. How's that for fun? I mean, I know it's pity, but at the same time, it's kind of cool.
When do you get a plaque? At 100,000?
100,000, you get your first plaque.
I didn't get a plaque.
Yeah, but you got to get verified. You have to apply. I guarantee you're not getting it. Because, no, you can go. Exactly. It's because you're Jewish. What? No.
Do you have to, when you apply, send money? Because that's like how small town newscasters get Emmy Awards. They actually have to apply to get the Emmy Award and pay for it. And then they might get selected.
So it looks something like this. That's what it looks like. And somebody made this for me, which was kind of fun, because they knew I wasn't going to get one. So no, you apply. You say, hey, I got 100. I can send you the link, but it takes 2 seconds.
I'm not applying.
But what happens is they say, oh, as long as you, because the rules have changed now, as long as you meet our guideline requirements, meaning you haven't done anything controversial. I go, okay, well, I'm screwed. So they basically told me, yeah, you're never getting a plaque, because we had to take out a year's worth of videos where you talked about, shots in the arm. A whole year's worth of videos along those lines. Wow. And I know you've done a few things, David.
What have I done?
What are you talking about? What haven't you done? What haven't you talked about that's gotten you in trouble?
Oh.
Have you got how many guideline strikes have you gotten? How many copyrights? Well, not even, it's got to be guideline strikes. If you've gotten a single guideline strike, it's over. You can't get one of these.
Okay. I'm out.
See? There you go.
I'm out.
But you'll know, but the people that get them, so you get verified, so which pisses me off. Let's go into this for real quick. This is a nice segue over to Antarctica, because one of DJ's favorite channels, Dave McKeegan, he's going to Antarctica along with Professor Dipshit and
wait, Professor Dipshit's going?
Yeah, isn't he going? I'm pretty sure he's going.
No.
Okay, well
McKeegan's going.
McKeegan's going.
McKeegan's going. McToon's going. Will Duffy's going.
I could have sworn that the two big ones, Professor Dave and Simon Dan.
I don't think either of them are going. They think they said. I could be wrong.
So you think? Well, you think that's Will Duffy hype?
I don't know. Did he say that he's going? I haven't been following Will Duffy lately, so
yeah.
I know
he's kind of lost some steam, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's get into Antarctica. So there are more trolls going than Witit or Jaron. By the way, I want to get an awkward moment out of the way. DJ, help me out with this.
Okay.
I sent a thing, and hopefully David probably knows. He knows the word on the street, which is we've been trying to get Witit on the show. Right, we get Jaron next week. We hope to get Witit before he goes down to Antarctica and whatever plane accident crashes into a glacier. So the question is,
no.
Witit hasn't responded, and DJ, one of the nicest men in the world, I was going to say on Earth, almost screwed up there.
Oh, man.
One of the nicest men in the world. Reached out to him. We've got nothing. We got nothing but static. Does Witit have something against? It can't be against these two, so it's got to be against me. What's?
Whether he has something against you or not doesn't matter. He doesn't respond to anybody.
What?
Like Jaron will message him, doesn't hear from him. I message him. Like he'll message me, and then I'll reply to him with an additional question. Don't hear from him for a week.
Yeah.
I'll message. Right, nothing. It's not you.
He's asked.
Now it could be you, but it's not specifically.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was looking at my Skype account. I'm going, wait, we've chatted a few times in the past.
Now listen, the guy he does put out great content. He does great research. He's got 2 small kids, a wife. He's struggling to make ends meet. That's no secret. And he is just not messaging people back is not on the top of his priority list. He's got his little plan, so don't take it personally.
All right.
Although it could be personal.
Normally, I wouldn't have brought this up, except I just had to make a promo. I do a promo for Eon every month, and who's showing up at Eon's thing, but Witit and Jaron. So it's like, okay, so apparently Ian can get a hold of him.
Well, it wasn't easy. It took Ian months.
Oh, seriously?
Months. It took him months.
And
well, maybe our viewers can help reach out to Witit if they have any connections. Just let them
Good
know.
idea.
No. People do not do that. Witit knows you're trying to get in touch with him. He just does. He'll respond when he has time to respond.
He just doesn't care.
Listen, I'm not as mad. It's not that he doesn't care. He's got other things. He only has a certain amount of bandwidth. I get it.
Okay,
I get it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I got to talk to him at Flattoberfest, and at least let him know that we're all rooting for him, that God is with him, and that we all know he's doing big things, and it's a lot on his shoulders. I mean, look, I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't feel that there was like some sort of push from I don't know where exactly, and I think that he's got the same thing, and it's kind of stressful at times, and so you can only have so much bandwidth. I think is the perfect.
Let me give my 2 cents on what I think is going to happen in Antarctica.
Oh, please do.
Please.
Now, this is just my opinion, and I could be 100% wrong. First, I don't think there's a circling sun. I don't think there's a lot of people are thinking there could be some sort of anomaly where there's a light that goes around. I don't think there's anything natural that circles down there. I do believe, excuse me, that there's a coffee cup caustic, so it's daylight, so lighting up the sky isn't an issue. Now, when if we look at the Encyclopedia Americana or Britannica from 1959, it says that the dome is at 13,000 feet, whatever, at 80 degrees south. So you could look at that as everything south of them is like facing the side of a giant planetarium, right? You're in a planetarium. So you have a domed roof. Could they have some sort of projector? Could they have some sort of projector technology to put a sun up there with sunspots? Because in the Hayden Planetarium, they'll put the sun up there with sunspots, and you can see it, and it looks real. It looks amazing. So could they do that? I'm not going to say they can't. Right. If they try it, the problem that Jaron has is if the sun is coming around, right? You got your sun coming around, right? And so he's over here. It's how would this one peel away that way and then the other one go that way?
Right.
So, but when they come like that, I think that it could be done. I think it could be done. But I sent Jaron a little care package, and one of them was a big magnifying glass. And I said, look at the noon sun and burn some paper and see if you can do the same thing with the midnight sun, if there's a midnight sun. Right?
Very cool idea. Wow.
One thing we know for sure is they're not going to, the elite aren't sitting back going, oh man, this Will Duffy's going to blow our gig. He's bringing some flat earthers down there and they're going to see the sunset. We know that's not going to happen. Okay. Right. Either the trip will be canceled. There'll be clouds. The war will happen. Virus will happen, whatever. Right. And then the whole thing is just a waste of time and energy. Right. But We know they're not going to. We know they're not going to let us go and see the sun set. So what are they doing? They're up to something. This guy, Will Duffy. Listen, I don't want to say nothing special. I can see demons in people. This guy is a fucking demon. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. There's no question. And I don't care if he's listening. I don't care what he thinks. He thinks that's a crazy excuse. The reason I'm not going is because it's the entire setup. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And the other thing is, again, I'm not making an excuse for a circling sun because I'm with Jaron. I don't think there's a circling sun. Right. I'm with Witit. There's not a circling sun. But if we saw something real or fake circling around, it doesn't change any of the physical measurements of the Earth, period. Okay?
True.
It tells us that we do not understand the sky. That's all it tells us.
Right.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah, that's it. So again, unfortunately, the only thing the final experiment could do is destroy the globe by seeing the sunset. Because if the sun sets, there is no explanation on the globe for that.
Right.
Wow.
And I've said this on a couple of things, which is that my only, and I can already tell because again, it's not getting media attention yet at all, and I'm sure that Duffy is trying his best, which is that it's not going to help us or hurt us in the end, because if the sun sets, hey, great, wonderful, but even if, again, you take the same producer, right? You come back after this trip, either the sun's going to set or it's not going to set. You could talk to this producer. It's like, the sun didn't set in Antarctica, or the sun set in Antarctica. They're still going to look at you like you asked them the square root of something, and they're not going to know what you're talking about. And you could spend 10 minutes trying to explain it to them and like bring out diagrams and a model, and they'll be like, yeah, and it's right. Like, yeah.
And the other thing is now, I did see a Will Duffy video a week or so ago where he's promoting the fact that William Shatner, Bill Nye,
he's tying it in a way.
He's tying it in. Oh, these guys, and they're showing up the day that they leave. So these guys will go, they'll see whatever spectacle, their production. I think it's a production. Right. Okay. And then these guys will go down there and go, wow, that's one. You're going to watch. Shatner's going to be like, oh, yeah, it was great. The sun at midnight was amazing. They're all going to be just like Felix Baumgartner. I saw the curve of the Earth. It's going to be forced in. They're always going to be talking about the midnight sun. Mm-hmm. So you got those headlines. You got the Netflix thing that's coming out. A whole bunch of families that are getting $40,000 or something.
When's that coming out, by the way?
I forgot about them. When's that coming out?
Middle of December. Okay. At the same time. So again, and does anyone know any of these families?
Nope.
No, none of us do.
Nope.
Okay. So, but Netflix is very fair. We can trust them. But so you got that headline. You got SpaceX flying over Antarctica for the first time in December.
Right.
Okay. So what is going on here? This is an orchestrated attempt.
Yes, it is.
And by the way, everything they've attempted in the past has failed.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason that this won't fail also. Right. But they're going to try. The problem is the sheeple of the world love headlines. Right.
They do.
And the example I use is, hey, what do you think of the Tesla in space? Coolest thing ever. Did you watch any of the footage? Nope. Did you see any photos? Nope. Did you see the poster that they have in the Tesla showroom? Nope. Right. Because they don't have that. They don't have it.
Right.
It's not on a postage stamp. It's not on the cover of any magazine. They just read the headlines and heard the story, and that's it. Right. So people are controlled by headlines, and there's going to be a lot of headlines.
I agree with you. If all of a sudden, I'll be completely there. If all of a sudden both, I don't know how many different guys other than Shatner and Tyson, and wait, is Brian Cox on this one? I don't know. But if Shatner and Tyson both say, it's like, oh yeah, we saw if they try to tie the 24-hour sun to flat Earth while they're down there, then it's like, okay, I see what you're doing there. Again, because of what you said, the people,
they're going to.
Yeah, the people aren't going to understand what they're saying. They'll treat it no different than the Jaron Laser thing at the end of Behind the Curve, where they're like, oh, it's bad. The flat earthers. Do you even understand what happened in that experiment? No, but it was bad, right? It's like, oh, idiots.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, one more thing real quick, because Patricia sent me an interesting video, which was, and I have hope for this one, which is Patricia sent me a video. I don't know if you saw it, David, where it was like in the first, it was a long video, but in the first 15 minutes, there was a tour guide in Antarctica who said that he'd been doing this for 30 years and he'd never seen the 24-hour sun. And he thought that was odd. But he was trying to explain it. His mind was trying to justify. It's like, well, because of this angle and this, the way this goes, that's just how it is. It's like, no, that's not just how it is. And you're just trying to reason it away. But he didn't think it was significant to anything. But again, the 30 years, it never came up. Not only did he not see it, he had never heard of it while he was down there. It's not like he missed it. It's not like...
And he wasn't associated with
Flat Earth. He wasn't
either.
associated with Flat Earth. He wasn't a globe troll either. But at the same time, you would have thought that, all his buddies down there would have said, oh, dude, you missed the 24-hour sun.
And the guy that tried to book a vacation in the north to see the 24-hour sun, every place, yeah, come here, you'll see it. And then in the south, he couldn't get anyone to say that they would see the 24-hour sun.
Right. It's glossed over. Same thing with the compass, which is it is common knowledge the compass does nothing in Antarctica. No one wants to talk about it. And I go, it's a polar magnet, right? North-south. South should absolutely dominate. There should be a strong magnetic south.
Compasses should not work on the equator.
Right. Compasses should not. Yeah, of course you've watched those videos. Yeah, we've done the little experiments, and that is if there is a magnetic north and south, the compasses would be useless at the equator. Absolutely freaking useless, and they always dominate north. So yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The whole thing, and then and Will, like almost every one of his videos, plays a clip of me going, you can't have a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. I did say that. I also said that you can't have a flight from Santiago to Australia because that would prove the globe.
Right.
I was wrong. I didn't know that planes could go faster than they say.
Right.
I didn't know that there's 300-mile-an-hour tailwinds, circling winds up there. I didn't know all of these things. So basically, he's saying everything flat earthers say is gospel, right? Because he's holding our feet to the fire. No, we change our minds based on new information, right? So and then and Jaron puts out, he's like, well, what model? How can you explain a 24-hour sun? I can't. Right. I have some theories. And my number one theory right now is they're going to try and fake it if the trip isn't canceled. I think there's a 51% chance that the trip will be canceled.
Right, same. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. That's not even real because Will Duffy's acting like he's got endless tickets to hand out to whoever wants to go, flat or globe.
Right.
But yet the second that he needed to give one to a flat earther, I had to raise one, I was scammed. It's like it's a big charade.
Right. And also, he's very confident. He is acting very confident about that 24-hour sun, very cocky.
And
that leads me to believe they've... Yeah.
Well, if he has a demon, in the name of Jesus, come out of you, Will Duffy. I'm praying for you, buddy, because it's just sick.
He's chasing clicks. I mean, I'll give him credit that he has created something to where he's betting big that if all of a sudden this turns into something, all roads lead to him. And I know it's one of David's big fears. It's like all of a sudden we're going to see Will Duffy on talk shows.
Not my big fear. He will be. He will if this happens. He will be on talk shows, and I'm convinced that he's doing this to get out of the major legal financial situation that he's in. That's my opinion. I'm not making any accusations, but
why not?
Candace Owens.
Right.
Candace Owens is her producer or something is going to the final
is that
experiment.
confirmed?
I
believe so. Yes.
Well, at least that's what Will says.
Wow. Okay. Right. Yeah.
I think I heard. I think I might have heard Candace say it too. I think I might.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then
know.
she'll be talking about it.
Well, she'll be.
Happening.
Sorry. Go ahead, DJ.
But that's like in line with Candace Owens, who may or may not come more forward with her flat Earth journey. Don't we think that there's more on the flat side, like a big wave coming next year, Dave? Would you say? Because last time you were here, you were thinking critical mass could be within a year. So now we're 9 months.
I think we're getting there. It's coming. There's so many people that are getting turned on to flat Earth. I get so many messages like, I saw your video. I saw this. I saw whatever. There's so many people that are waking up to it. And how many people go back to sleep when you wake up to flat Earth? Zero. Okay? Zero.
It's true.
Yeah, and I like that last time you said you interviewed those kids, and the kids were so much more engaged and interested, and and I noticed on TikTok that it's blowing up on TikTok. There's so many accounts that are pushing flat Earth content. You're all over there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, again, the kids, and I talked about this in the speech in Vegas, whereas there's waves and waves of kids that are living and breathing on TikTok, and they're too young to create their own content, so they're grabbing everything they can out there.
Right.
And flat Earth always is in the charts somewhere, always. And so they grab and chop up everything because very few flat earthers, I don't know of many that copyright anything. So they just.
I've been jumping on some of the lives on TikTok where these young kids come on, or teenagers, college kids, and they think they're so smart, and some of them get triggered, and some of them are just they're just the dopes, but some of them are like, oh, that's interesting, that and they're waking up, so they're literally flipping a lot of kids there, and shout out to Nathan Thompson, right? And so many people hate this guy. He is one of the best. He's one of the best explainers of flat Earth on TikTok. I know that him and Witit had their fucking problems. I know that listen, he had some issues. I think he's past that. The guy is amazing. He's amazing. He is.
I mean, and the most consistent guy. I mean, how many? He's done what, 2,000 something shows? Just hammers.
He's on TikTok. He's on TikTok 15 hours a day, easy. maybe more. And just handling these people, and he's gotten very, very, very good at it, and a lot of people are learning from him and are able to wake up other people. So, I know there's so many people that are like, oh, keep him away from the kids and everything. Yes. Stay away from the kids, okay? I agree.
He is merciless, I'll give you that, which was, he will critique, if you're talking about flat Earth and somebody says, hey, critique this guy, oh, he's not going to hold back. He is not kind, but at the same time, he's very effective. So,
but he's enough about him. I'm just saying he does a good job. Find him on TikTok, listen to him, and you'll grow in a fond affection for him.
Yeah, he's fair.
Also, Caleb.fe on TikTok is
Caleb's amazing. Caleb's great too.
He loves to he does lives, and he goes, only if you're like trying to defend the globe. It's the only one he wants to talk. He just wants to talk to the globers and school them.
Yeah, he kicks the flat earthers right off.
Oh, right, Caleb. I haven't watched some of his stuff in a while. He's been still doing his regular.
He's blowing up. He has over 146,000 followers on TikTok. It's awesome.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to and for you flat earthers out there that hate TikTok, the YouTubers, the old school, you're mistaken. Yes, it's a short format. Yes, it's vertical. I hate vertical. It makes people's attention span shorter. But guess what? It's waking up lots of people. Yeah. If it wasn't for TikTok this year, we'd be way behind where we are. Yeah. TikTok has woken up more people than YouTube. So stop hating. Yeah. Stop hating.
Are you kidding me?
Use the tools.
Absolutely. And I'm posting Mark's fast clues on there. And boom, I have almost 50,000 views just from those. And it's only been, like 2 months? It's pretty crazy how they just... People are constantly commenting on them. And in fact, I ran into someone. I walked my dog here, and I ran into a guy who saw... He came across the DJ Curious TikTok, and then he saw I have one picture of myself on there, and he's like, oh my God. It's like he messaged me. I can't even believe it. That one only had 80 views. So somehow these are reaching people that you would never believe. It's like crazy.
And thank you, DJ, for dragging me kicking and screaming into the TikTok world. Because, I hate 9:16 format. I hate it. And I trying to cram something into 60 seconds. Now I realized, I can do it. But it takes I actually try to have some fun with it while I'm doing it, because 60 seconds, people don't understand, that is not a lot of time. And I'm not going to do a little dance. I'm definitely not going to lip sync. But to remind people, there is no audio editing, because I'm lazy and I don't want to do audio editing. So I just read the whole thing and hope I can get it in one take. It usually takes me 5 or 6 tries, but I can do it. So yeah, TikTok, it's the way to go. Again, regrettably. Because again,
but you can also put it on YouTube Shorts. You can also put it on YouTube. Yes. But we're reaching other young audiences. Yeah. That's what we want. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. And last time you were here, Dave, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app was creeping up on 200,000. I think we've definitely surpassed that since that. What is it at now? Like 205 or something? Last time I checked.
It's at 205. The friend finder is in. 206, 219. The friend finder is we're a new friend finder is coming out. We're actually testing it tomorrow. It'll get approved next week. Where there was too many blue dots, so now we're going to do bubbles, where you have you have country, state, city, town.
Oh, okay.
And then and then that's it. And then there will be no other. That's as deep as it'll go. So if you want to see who's around you, you can click your town, and it'll show you all the profiles of everybody in your town.
Wow. So
or whatever town you're at.
That's amazing, and I love showing that to some of my friends and family when I try to talk about how the sun and the moon move. And guys, if you don't have it, definitely get it. But are you seeing other flat earthers from around the world? I mean, I heard there's an Indian, Austin Witit. Is there a Japanese flat earth Dave or a Russian Mark Sargent?
I don't know. The Russian the people, they can't buy it through the App Store. So I've been trying to work a way where they can get it. I've been giving them free copies and stuff. So there's a lot of people in Russia getting it now, and it's pretty cool. Also, I just want to talk about the Dome coin.
Sure.
Right, Dome shot.
Yeah.
Dome shot, real quick.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing: if you hate crypto, do not accept any free Dome and do not buy any Dome. Okay, whatever you do, don't do that. By doing referrals and using your referral code, you earn 1.5 million Dome, which is worth about $8. So a $3 app earns you $8 in Dome. And I'm a scammer because I'm giving out free Dome worth $8, right? It's amazing the amount of hate I get. There are people that buy Dome. And I what I tell people is, whatever you do, Bitcoin $7, don't buy it because it was $3 and you've missed it. Don't buy Dogecoin because, it can't go any higher. Don't buy, I say don't buy anything because crypto is a market that it goes all over the place. Patricia, it goes from nothing, it goes up, it drops 99%, it goes back up, it goes up and down, up and down. So learn how to use crypto because the banking system's going away. Right? You're going to need to be able to move money around. And as far as Dome goes, I think Dome has a hell of a lot more utility than that stupid meme coin Doge because it's waking up truthers, right? It's got a great community behind it. So check it out. Go to domeshot.io. Look at it. If you want to put $50 in it, put $50 in it. If you don't want to put any in it, just do some referrals, get some free stuff. We did, by the way, last thing, and I'll be done with it.
That's all right.
We did the airdrop on 9/11. We gave everybody 33 million, right? 33 million on 9/11. Oh my God, the amount of shit I got for that.
Yeah.
Still to this very day. But the reason we did that is one, I thought 9/11 that would be funny, and we wanted to do $10, and $10 worth of Dome at that time was 32,987,000 or something like that. And I was just like, might as well just make it 33 million and piss some people off, right?
Wow.
So we did it. Now that 33 million is worth like $180 or $200 right now, right?
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, which is
Thank
crazy.
you. I have my 33 million Dome.
Yeah, and by the way, hold it for 5 years, right? Because look at all the people that hey, I bought Bitcoin at $7, I sold it for $50.
Right.
Look at me.
Right.
I held it for 6 months, and now it quadrupled in price, right? And what's it at now? 90,000?
80 and change right now.
I think it hit 90 today.
Did it hit 90? That's ridiculous. And
yeah,
let me throw in my 2 cents on crypto. You guys know I don't do it, but my advice for anyone that's doing crypto or that's already in it is treat it no different than casino chips, which is set like when you go to a casino, you set your bar, whatever it is, how much
right.
your high end and your low end, and you walk. You freaking walk once you hit one of those two sides. Because if you don't, remember, if you're still holding chips in the casino, it's still their money. Until you leave and cash out, you got nothing.
And by the way, the idea isn't even to cash out. Hold your Dome because inside of a year from now, you're going to be able to buy stuff with it. We're going to have stuff on the app. There's already people that have products they want to sell. They're like, we'll take Dome for it. And so you'll be able to trade it and do stuff with it. And if you don't buy any and you just use the referral points, you get 1.5 million Dome. I think it's $8 today.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Hey, Peanut, you may know this, David. Peanut, look this up. Why do they call it Dogecoin? Isn't it spelled D-O-G-E, right? Is that how it's spelled? I mean, it's a...
Yeah, D-O-D-G-E.
D-O-D... Well, because isn't it a...
D-O-G.
Isn't it a dog logo? Isn't it supposed to be pronounced doggy? Is nobody...
No, Doge.
Yeah, but why pronounce it Doge when it's a dog logo? I mean...
It's fancier that way.
I guess...
But it literally that is just a meme coin. At least this one is we're minding people instead of minding coins.
Yeah,
we're minding people.
I see what you're doing.
And we're waking up minds. You have nothing to lose other than waking up the world and unplugging us from the matrix.
No, I like it.
Let's move along.
Hey, look, it's trendy. Why not jump on it? I mean,
And the last thing is, and I keep saying that, is if you're not into crypto at all, play with this. Just play with it. Learn how to do it. Learn how to open up a wallet. Learn how to transfer coins around, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it one day soon.
All right. I hear you.
Good advice. That'd be great. Wouldn't that be funny if the whole world was laughing that all the flat earthers became millionaires because of their dumb coin? It was like, how dumb is flat earth now? That'd be amazing.
It would be funny.
It would be funny. So anyway, if nothing else, I'm rooting for you just for that.
I would like that happen more so for how funny it would be than for the money.
It would be hilarious. And my friends would be like, how did DJ become a millionaire? Flat earth coin? I'd be like, thanks everyone. I tried to warn you. I tried, guys.
Okay, so officially, just so we can circle back really fast, which is, when is the Antarctica thing officially supposed to happen?
14th. 14th
of December.
December.
Literally a month away.
A month
almost
away
from
from
today.
now. And to, as far as we know, I wasn't going to watch the streams. You probably know. Does anybody have their does Jaron and Witit have their tickets?
Yes, they got their tickets. They're contracted. And Will Duffy is sending him all their gear, the clothing, the jackets,
clothes,
everything. But check this out, right?
This is crazy.
And check this out. No, you don't think you know what I'm going to say. They're only allowed to bring in weight in their luggage.
That's what I was going to say.
35 pounds.
Yeah.
35 pounds.
Those boots. The boots weigh.
The boots and their coats weigh 35 pounds, right? And every pound over, do you know what was it per pound? Does anyone know?
It was a lot.
It was ridiculous. It's like $50 a pound or something over that, right? Wow. So I said to Jaron, wear your coat, put a whole bunch of pockets, and just put all your batteries and everything in your coat. Wear a 150-pound coat, because think of tripods, batteries, cameras.
I got you. So wear as much as you can and put.
Yeah. But I have a feeling they don't want people bringing heavy duty equipment down there. No. So that's another huge red flag for me.
Crazy.
Why would they 35 pounds? I can't go to the beach with less than 35 pounds.
Wow. So December 14th, is that when they leave, or is that when they supposedly get there?
I think that's when they get there.
Wow. And do we know the duration of stay?
5 days, I think.
5 days to pull this off?
Yeah, 5 days.
And if it's cloudy, of course, the whole thing's a bust. Again, this is a big financial risk.
And Will says it's going to be blue sky. He's so confident, but every single video I've seen of that place is completely cloudy sky. Yeah. I've never seen a blue sky video. Now, not saying that there's not blue sky, but another theory is that they go down there and it's cloudy the whole time. The whole thing's a bust. Nothing happens, and that'll stop other flat earthers from going, I'm going to go to Antarctica, right? Because they're like, it's such a waste of money, right? Like the whole thing could just be an energy suck, because that's what it is. It's a total energy suck.
Sure.
Right? From that first email, I was like, I don't want to be involved with you at all. Stop emailing me.
Smart. And you have a lot of great videos of Antarctica on the app that I was watching the other day and last time you were here. So, I think the coffee cup caustic is kind of an interesting concept of where there could be 24-hour sunlight, but actually seeing the physical sun, also doubtful based on, my own observations of where the sun is setting here. In the middle.
And if they're going to project the sun, like in a planetarium, you can't project the sun and light up the whole place, but the place is already lit up with daylight. Right. So now all they have to do is project the sun, and maybe they can project it into thin air, or maybe they're projecting it on the dome. Maybe they have some giant projector. Maybe there's some fallen angel technology, right? Because Jaron's like, they don't have any technology like that that we know of, right? In 1980, if I said, you could be on your ferry and hold a piece of glass in your hand and have a 4K video conversation with somebody in China, somebody with me in Connecticut, and somebody else for free, what would you have said?
Oh yeah, I said no. Yeah, no way. And
no friggin' way.
No, and I come from the tech world. People don't understand that HD television isn't even that old. Forget about 4K. I mean, it is not that long ago that we had 4x3 televisions.
when they talked about flat screens, I'm like, no way, flat screens will never work.
Yeah, and it was fast. It was really when it first launched. It was like, those first sets cost 18 grand, but once the leaps, I mean, the price cuts were so fast, and the sets got so fast, and then smartphones, of course, the epitome of everything. But don't ever say that something. Come on, we've been hearing about how many years ago was that Chinese floating city in the sky that we saw that video that was it was out there.
And the other thing that freaks me out, I don't know enough about it, and when Jaron first heard about it, he on a live stream he just laughed. He goes, "It's not true," but then he Googled it. He's like, "Oh my God, it is true." The average temperature in Antarctica has risen by over 50 degrees in the last 3 years.
Wow.
50.
What?
50. Look it up.
That's a lot.
50 degrees. Remember they
maybe
said
they've got some fake sun.
Maybe they've been experimenting with some fake sun thing that's actually throwing out some heat.
God. Wow. Being a flat earther is so fun.
Al Gore was right.
Yeah, but the thing is they told us if the temperature of the Earth rises by 2 degrees, we're all dead. Well, 50 degrees in Antarctica. How come we're not hearing about that on the front page of the New York Times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Weird.
Everything should be melting.
Weird.
I mean, my best. Sorry, go ahead, DJ.
No, I guess we'll see, right? It's coming, if or not.
I'm excited for him. I hope it goes well. Personally, again, this is just me personally. I don't think I could be in close quarters with dedicated globe trolls. I mean, dedicated to where they're making content globe trolls for that long.
Oh my God, those guys, and it's so disgusting. I can't even be in the same state as those people.
Yeah, you know what? Peanut, by the way, Peanut looked that up. West Antarctica warmed by over 1 degree centigrade decade from the 50s to 2000, and the exposed Antarctic Peninsula has warmed by 3 Celsius since the mid-20th century. Yeah, we don't know. But yeah, as far as the last 3 years, don't know. He's got nothing on that. And of course, it wouldn't be.
There was a whole bunch of articles on it, and that risen by over 50 degrees.
Wow. I just
that sounds
whether that's
up,
true or not, I don't know.
I hope my big hope, of course, is just a safe trip there and back. I don't like, again, I don't know who all the guys are going. I could have sworn, well, again, if you believe Will Duffy, he says, oh yeah, he was trying to keep a scorecard. It's like, oh, there's like 12 Globers and 3. By the way, does anybody know, no offense to Lizbeth, I don't know her, I don't think. Does anybody know anything about her? The one that won the Willy Wonka?
She has a friend who works for NASA. I know that.
She has a friend that works for NASA, and she just won the thing. And there was, and again,
she seems like a very nice person, and she's pretty and young, and I guess those were good qualifications.
Well, yeah, the last 3 finalists were all women.
God, I hate what Will did.
All
to
pretty
them.
women.
The what? Yeah, I know. Put them through that again.
And then said, "Oh, sorry, you were scammed, Lizbeth." And no, just kidding. We raised the money.
Hang on.
So fucked up.
I actually did a live stream. She's on what's the iPhone talk thing? It's called Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, Clubhouse.
And I did a live stream with her. She seems like just a very nice girl, young girl into flat Earth. Mm-hmm. My sense of her is she's 100% honest. She's just a young girl.
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
I just looked up, this is on AOL.com, astonishing Antarctic heat wave sends temperatures 50 degrees above normal. CNN article, August 3rd, 2024.
Yeah, Peanut. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Peanut.
So it's not a standardized, like it's raised up for good.
Temperatures since mid-July have climbed up 50 degrees Fahrenheit above normal over parts of Antarctica.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Parts. That's a lot.
Wait a minute.
That's massive.
Yeah. I am curious to see, could it be a giant nothing burger? Of course. Could the whole Shatner, Tyson, and all the other guys, could that turn out to be nothing? Possibly. But again, I will be watching that closely. If I will be waiting, like wake up one morning and Shatner's like, wow, that should put flat Earth to bed. If he said something along those lines, even like, really? Do you...
No, he'll just cry and talk about basically the humanity.
You remember?
Sorry, go ahead, David.
You remember when Shatner, crash landed in the desert from that?
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
There's no way anybody was on there. There's no way. I mean, that was just...
especially his age.
Oh my God!
You see it
hitting that ground,
slammed into the ground, and then he just comes walking out, the big fat old guy.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, where are the paramedics? There was just a bunch of wives and Jeff Bezos. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So
Not even any like fire extinguishers around or any kind of like
nothing.
I know, it's crazy. Any new flat Earth proofs that are blowing your mind lately, Dave, that you've come across?
New flat Earth proofs. I like the one where the light on the AE map matches real world observations and is completely wrong on the globe. Have you seen that?
Interesting.
No, you got it.
No.
Yeah, why is my background why is my background blurred? My background is
I don't know. It looks
blurred.
like looks like a Skype focus setting. Not where it says blur. There's a blur option in Skype.
I don't see where that is, but
I don't.
Is it really bad?
Yeah, it's not awful, but it's
all right. Let me show you. Excuse me. So you guys can see this, right?
Yeah, roughly.
So this is Weather Channel. It's showing us on this day, 70% of the Earth is in daylight, which is impossible on a globe. It would only be 50%. Okay, that's interesting. So here's day and night. This is on August 13th. California is just having sunset. All of South America is in the light. Everything's in the light except Australia and these islands over here. Now, this is a Mercator projection, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is real world light observations. At this time, when it's noon right here, this is what's in light. Whether the layout, what it is, doesn't matter. Let's look at the layout. Okay, so if we look at it on the Gleason's map, we put the sun right there, where it was, and we'll lift it up. We'll lift it up, and we can see. Look, California, all in light. Everything, just Australia is in the dark.
Right.
Okay, it kind of matches real world observations. Now let's look at it on a globe. So here's a globe, and if you look right here, the pink is going to be Australia. Right there, there's Australia. So we'll put Australia right in the dark. Australia's in the dark. And we'll come around to the other side. Now, this is tilted at the proper tilt with a direct sun. And the problem is all of South America and all of America is in the dark. So let's spin it out. Let's spin it out the other way. Give me a second. Excuse me. So we'll bring South America is out in the light. California is just in the dark, right? That's just like we had it on the other map.
Yeah.
And we'll go around to the other side, and all of Europe, all of Russia, it's all in the dark. I'll show you all of this. All of this, I'll spin it out. All of that should have been in the light. So it doesn't work on a globe. It works on a flat Earth.
I like it.
That's a problem.
I like it.
Yeah,
that's a
I
problem.
saw this recently too. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And also that map says that you will not see a 24-hour sun the further out south you go, right? It says it right on that map.
It does?
I'm pretty sure. Because Flat Out Truth, Terry Eicher, he's pointed it out. He has a great video on this Antarctica Sun stuff. So if you have, it might be a fun one.
Check out I saw this picture the other day, a lightning strike. In the background there. Let me get rid of that. It's just weird. Look at this little dome.
Yeah.
What is causing that?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying that's the dome. I'm just saying maybe
it's like
that's
those balls with the lightning. You remember those and you put your hand on?
Yes.
Yeah.
From Spencer's Gifts.
I wanted one so
in the
bad
mall.
as a kid. So cool.
And most people don't know that you can look it up. The videos are on YouTube all day long. That when you look at like a rainbow, if you take a helicopter and fly over the top of a rainbow, it's a dome. It's not. It's not just this arc. It's a full blown dome. And the rainbow part, we're only seeing just a sliver of it.
How about this? This guy showed this on Globebusters. I made a new graphic. So you got a 100-foot building here, and at 12.5 miles, there should be 100 feet of curvature.
Right.
Okay. So his horizon is at his eye level. Okay. This should be a hump. The boat should be going over a hump of water to get to eye level. There should be a hump in the middle. Like, where the hell is the hump of water?
Right.
He's 100 feet up. There's 100 feet of curvature. Where's the hump?
Right. I was gonna compare that second shot to the Lake Pontchartrain thing, which gets thrown in our face constantly. And you know full well, it's like what I love is the Globers know full well that it isn't. But if you show it to the layperson, it's like, oh, wow, that does look like a curve. It's like, dude, that is not a curve. Not even remotely close. What you got there?
This is just.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it. The Earth is flexing. I mean, the disingenuity. Is that a word?
Disingenuity? No, it's not.
Disingenuous.
Disingenuousness of the Globers is pathetic. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
You don't have a flexing Earth. Look, it's flexing.
Right.
If it came down a little bit farther, it would flatten. But you can't have any of that.
Yeah.
So
guys, if you haven't watched a spacewalk, go check it out. See if they even pull a wrench out and tighten anything. It's just a bunch of them pulling on tethers and cords and untangling themselves and doing absolutely zilch. So
let's design the space station with just a bunch of bolts outside that you have to tighten every once in a while.
Ridiculous.
So
and inside a bunch of hanging wires everywhere.
Yeah.
And nobody's
electrical plugs.
And we'll play with water and gorilla suits and do flips and everything where your foot gonna hook on come on.
Nobody's
gonna hook on a wire playing soccer.
Yeah. Nobody's ever cleaning on the inside. Nobody's got hairnets. Nobody's got their eyebrows shaved, which you absolutely should do.
Freshly
and
pressed
long hair.
khakis
And women
every
are allowed
time.
to have long hair. What military operation are women allowed to have long hair?
Right. Very true.
Did you hear Sunita's still stuck up there? She's starving.
Wait, she's still there?
They've
they say she's
on Earth, and they're not feeding her. They're like, honey, we got to get it for the shot. You got to be emaciated.
Yeah, she's losing weight.
Yeah.
What?
She could die.
Yeah. Okay. We've got Peanuts reminding me we got 8 minutes to close. David, you got any bullet points you want to throw at us? You guys, Patricia, DJ, you got any questions for David that we haven't talked about?
Not that I can think of.
I mean, I have so many, but
you got more, DJ. Throw it at me.
I'm just so excited, Dave. I just respect the hell out of you. I know that you're the hardest working guy on Flat Earth. And do you have any fun interviews coming up that you want to share us? Tell us to look out for.
God, I have to look. I have a slow week this week. I've got a whole bunch I haven't even released yet because I've just been doing too many of them. So I'll be releasing some. So I put out one today by this young girl called the Rabbit Hole Podcast, which was like, hey,
I was listening to that today.
Yeah, she's very good.
Yeah,
and she just puts out an audio, but I recorded the video. So.
And you put out another one with that one guy, Japanese guy, I guess. But wasn't that an old video that you re-put? Okay, I thought my mind was playing tricks on me.
I have a separate channel where I'm uploading the old ones, and so many people haven't seen them. Like Lowry said, he was watching it today, and it was a good one. The guy, he was so lost. I wonder if he is able to break free, but he's like connected with Brad Olson, and Brad Olson just cannot see past. Past
he wants aliens. He wants this.
Yeah.
He wants,
Well, if you want aliens, welcome to Flat Earth. That's where the extraterrestrials come from. They're not coming from, helio-nonsensical space.
Or it's demonic.
Yeah. Or if you want aliens, then we won't be having any in the U.S. soon.
Yeah, there you go.
Could be 2025. We make contact.
Yeah.
Really, you're gonna tease me like that? Really?
I mean, it's being primed in the next couple of years. Who knows for sure? But
I mean, we've been being primed for the alien thing since the 80s,
long.
Really.
For so long.
Long.
More than before the 80s, but
I think it would. Yeah.
I will say one thing that came out of the election was, even though most of us here don't really care, is that it resets the people, the general population. I mean, the camps, of course. Blue team is not going to be talking to red team, and so on and so on. But there's more hope in the air now because red team doesn't have anything to worry about. They're like, oh, our hero isn't going to jail, apparently. And Elon is now going to be in the White House doing good things. And so, people are going to be, I think their minds are going to be more free, more relaxed to look at other stuff.
Yeah.
So, great.
And maybe there'll be a couple of good things that we get out of it when it comes to, not that I have any faith in RFK Jr. because, anyway, but maybe a few of the things that he's tasked with doing will happen, which will be beneficial health-wise. The fluoride thing, for example.
Well, sure, except the White House chief of staff is ex-Big Pharma, so...
And we have a whole lot of Zionist people coming on Trump's team as well. So,
but I do believe I have the same amount of optimism that the DJ has in some capacity, which is there seems we're close, we're real close, and now that all the tension is out of the air, what's the excuse for people now? Now at least I think they're in a state where I think they're more receptive, because up until now they've been focused on red team, blue team, and now that's gone.
Now they can focus on the shape of the earth.
There you go.
DJ Curious is always
and what it means about.
Hey, speaking of which, before we make closing remarks, DJ, you're thinking about branching out and doing your own thing. Is this true, or are we not allowed to talk about it yet?
Oh, it's coming. It's in the works, guys. Just getting everything prepared for the DJ Curious Strange Lounge after show.
That's what it's called, the DJ Curious Strange Lounge?
I mean, that's the working title, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I like it. Strange Lounge.
Lowry had something to do with that, didn't he?
He sure did.
Yep.
He's a little genius, him and Nico. I mean, I love them. Shout out to the Tinfoil Sombrero, and they're doing good things over there. And shout out to Iron Realm Media. I got to do an interview on there recently, so thank you guys for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me bring that up really quick. That was a wonderful. I listened to the whole thing, DJ, and you guys. It was so heartfelt, and it was so genuine, and you were wonderful on it, and the host really appreciated you being on it, and it was just love and kindness all the way around.
That's DJ.
Yeah, well, and luckily there was no camera, so I really felt less pressure, and they got me. I mean, what lovely guys over there, and Cammie, what an angel. And so I was just really grateful to them. So shout out to Iron Realm Media.
Yeah.
Please check it out if you're interested in the interview. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that.
No, it was neat. I was listening to the background.
Got me choked up.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, is he gonna cry? Yeah, he might.
Oh, people don't realize the flat Earth is so stressful, and I'm just dealing with friends and family, really just I don't know. Anyway, listen to the
It's an emotional topic.
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Super hard some days, guys. And so I shout out to Dave, because I know he's just really helping wake people up, and I have such respect for all three of you, and just grateful to be here. And that's why I'm going to be strong, because you guys have paved the way. So thank you.
All right. So next week we are going to have Jeranism on here, and it should be a lot of fun. We're going to ask him questions about Antarctica, what he expects, what he's hoping to avoid, and who he's going to bear.
What he's really said and really not said.
Right. I heard that he was going to try to take a couple of those guys out and bury him in the snow and write it off as a missing persons. We're still not live, are we? Anyway, with that, Peanut's saying, okay, wrap it up so I can smoke more. Trivia question for you guys. What cigarette brand does Peanut smoke?
Camel Unfiltered. Just a guess? No?
Marlboro Red.
Rolls his own.
Pall Mall Red Packs.
Ooh.
All right.
Filters.
What was the name of the device that made Steve Martin rich in the Jerk?
Oh crap. Is the eyeglass thing. Is the eyeglass holder. I don't remember the name of it. What was it?
The OptiGrab.
Damn it. He's afraid of these cans. Stay away from the cans. Okay. We'll be back next week. Same flat time, same flat channel. Say goodnight, Patricia.
Good night.
Say goodnight, DJ.
Good night, strange worlds. Catch you next time. Stay curious.
And say goodnight, whoever you are. David Weiss.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
All right.
Dave.
We're just going to run this. We're going to hear music in the background. Dave, you can
Thanks, live
stick
chat.
around while we drum or not. It's up to you. And... Oh, yeah, Peanut. Say goodnight to Peanut. Night, Peanut.
Good night, Peanut.
Sitting there in a cloud of smoke. It can't be good for him. This is Alex Lowry, by the way, in case anyone wants to know who it is. It's called Mars, I think.
Chasing stars all over again. There's words for what you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need. There's love so many nights, so many nights. So many ways to believe.
Paige needs to get into her PJs with her cup of cocoa and her 6 marshmallows. Night, Mark.
Mike Jack. Jack.
You realize it's the same link every week. It never changes.
Yeah, I know. I should paste it somewhere, I think.